Our first run of Sirji failed. It threw an error. We fixed it. And now we are back to the same problem. Make a simple website with a server that uses Yahoo API to get the stock price. Kedar, let's get started.
Yep. So I'm starting the Sirji process. And as usual, it is opening the 3x2 grid of different terminal windows to show us logs from different agents. Yeah. And in the last one, this is the file explorer. So we can see that only the logs folder is there. As the first step, uh, coder is asking planner agent for the steps to be performed. And we got 7 steps this time. The first step is doing a research around the API documentation. So it seems that Sirji doesn't know about Yahoo Finance API till now, and it is asking the researcher to search for a search term Yahoo Finance API documentation. So the researcher, what it did was it is currently it went to Google Search API, fetched the top 10 results, and it is crawling those pages and creating. It is using Playwright to crawl each of those web pages and creating the markdown files out of them. You can see that the markdown files will keep adding it under this folder. And yeah, so currently the URL which it is crawling is algo reading 101, some guide, Yahoo Finance API guide. So it found those results in the Google search. So using these crawled files, what it will do next is it will train the OpenAI assistant, and then the assistant will be used for inferring the questions. So Sirji will make use of that assistant to find out information what it needs to solve the problem. Yeah, so 4 files have been crawled. Some Stack Overflow URL is also getting crawled now. This assistant, once it is created, it is then reused over this whole thread, and multiple interactions happen between Sirji and that research assistant.
So
Till the
right,
time,
right. So
yeah,
right, this is all, you know, uh, terminal window based interface. Um, Starting next week, we'll start working on the browser-based solution, and where the code will then run in remote environments, like sandbox environments. Sorry, Kedar, you were saying something?
yeah. So I was saying that first step is the research step. So currently it is doing that. Later on, once the research is done, then it will, let's go over the step till the time it is doing the research. So it will design the layout, then set up a server, implement the client-side logic, and test the website to ensure it is working correctly, and deploy the website on a suitable hosting platform. This part it is giving it as a step, but currently we don't have that capability. So let's see what it does. So the code will run on the local at the end of the day. In this version is in this dogfood version of Sirji. So it has actually, it is in the last file, crawling the last file. Then it is now calling the association API. So it is uploading one file at a time to the assistant. And then, so once uploaded, the file becomes part of the knowledge of the assistant, and it uses the retrieval functionality to fetch knowledge from that file. So in a loop, it is doing that, associating file with the agent. Now the association is done. So researcher has responded to the coder that it is done with the training. Now researcher has asked a question. The action is infer here. Let's see what question it has asked. How to fetch stock prices using Yahoo Finance API. So this was not in the knowledge of coder, and now coder is asking the researcher this particular question, and researcher will use the trained agent, trained assistant to find the answer. So here too, assistants API is being used in the backend to infer with that particular assistant, because we persist the assistant ID for the whole thread. It came up with an answer, and now it is calling the so using the answer, coder went to chat completions API to get the next step, what to do next. So uh, it it asked executor to install some package, and the package it installed was Y Finance. Okay, and it also asked the executor to install Flask. Okay, so these are the executor logs.
And the code is getting generated, right? Or the code already would have been generated, I imagine.
Yeah, so uh, just now we saw that the server.py got generated. So using the knowledge which it fetched from the researcher, it generated the server.py. And now it actually, for creation of the file, it again asked the executor to create that file and gave the content of that file. Just now we saw that one more file got generated. Yeah, this is the index.html. And it is now asking for just, yeah. So it is now trying to run the command, run the server to see if there are any errors while running the server. The server comes up properly. And after it was satisfied, it replied to the executor that, yeah, the server is running properly and the solution is complete. The executor gave this completion message.
Hey, let's see.
Yeah, so let's see how the server is working. So as we saw, it is a Flask application. Yeah, so the home page is loading properly. Yeah.
Okay.
It is asking me the stock symbol. I use the get price, and yeah,
Yay,
it fetched the price.
super. Fantastic. TSLA maybe? Tesla? Let's see
Yeah,
what
yeah.
price of
Let's
that.
let's see what Tesla is currently.
Yeah.
Yeah. This,
Uh, should we quickly look at the code that got generated?
yep. So all the code got generated inside the workspace folder. So uh, under the code subfolder. So inside the template, the HTML file got created. So this is the HTML file. There was simply one form in that HTML. And the server file is to implement the API call. So this is the server file, the Flask server, which we saw. And it is using, it has imported the Y Finance package which it installed, and use .ticker and then stock.history. And so this knowledge was obtained using the researcher when it went and got trained on various Google search results.
Amazing. So Sirji's first successful run.
Yep.
Yeah. Great job, team.
Thank you.
There's so much more for next week now. I don't think we can just say that Dogfood is completely done, because there are still a few loose ends that we have to properly fix. But I think it's a first successful run, so celebrations. Thank you, everyone.